Hello, my sunshines. Thank you very much for tuning into Life of Sunshine on Wheels. Of course, it's your girl Shana, and I'm here with another video. Now, you all know I am doing this it's a little special on caregivers, and it's my experience of having caregivers and what I went through. I'm just sharing my story. That's all, my opinion on caregivers. But I just want to share with you all the caregiver experience I've had. Now, if you haven't done so, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And tell a friend to what? Tell a friend. Now, before I get started with this video, I want to first say thank you to those caregivers out there that do their job with the utmost respect and take care of us and make sure that we don't need or want for anything and actually come and do your job. I want to tell those caregivers thank you very much for your services, and we pray that you will be able to receive the benefits, that the pay and the holiday time that you deserve. And I want to let you all know that your services are not going unnoticed. We thank you. We appreciate you for all that you do for us. Once again, thank you for your services. Now, I have these caregivers. I've had a lot of caregivers. Don't laugh. It wasn't me. It's just that I learned that if you see something, you better say something. You got to advocate for yourself if things not going right. You may have a caregiver that's good in one area, but maybe lacking in the other area. Now, I had two caregivers. These were elderly ladies. My very first caregiver was an elderly lady, but she could work. She could do her job. And what I loved about her is that she actually gave me her family's cooking book. This cooking book was in her family for decades, and she passed it on to me, and I loved her. I loved her. She was like a grandmom to me, and she came here. She treated my children as though they were her grandchildren. She did everything she had to do. Mind you, when she came here, I was still able to walk, but I couldn't do a lot of things that I would normally do. And she was here right beside me doing it all. I mean, when we were doing my juicing, because I was changing my diet and things like that, changing the way that I eat, she was helping me with juicing. She would go to the market and get the vegetables and fruit that I would need. She was able to, I was standing and able to get in the shower. She would help me in the shower, help me out of the shower. And what I really appreciate and liked about her is that she would tell me, whatever you can't do, I'm here to do the rest, but try. And whatever you can't do, don't worry about it. I will help you, but I want you to try first. Do what you can do. She encouraged me about sticking to the diet. She encouraged me about cooking. She encouraged me about getting in better physical shape for myself. She encouraged me, and what I loved about her is that she said she would tell herself every morning, she would tell her legs, now legs, I don't know what you're going to do. She said, now today, we got to do what we got to do, so we're going to get up from here. And legs, I'm going to need you to follow me. So she said she would have little talks with herself and her body to let her know we got to get up and we got to get the rolling, we got to get the moving. And she was just sharp. She was sharp. Her mind, the way she dressed, the way she carried herself with the utmost respect. And I love her so much. She was a joy. She was a pleasure to have in my home. But eventually she had to leave because, of course, my care started to change, and a lot of things that I didn't need help with in the beginning, it started to change, and then I would need help in those things she wouldn't be able to help with because of her age. And to be honest with you, she ended up being more of a companion instead of a caregiver, and I'm not mad at that. But she dropped some knowledge on me, some nuggets I still have to this day, and let me tell you, it was amazing. I love seeing her every day that she would show up. I love seeing her. And you know what? She showed me her ID when she first came to work here. She showed me her ID and her badge from her agency, and I just loved her for that. I really, really loved her. I still love her. She's still around. We talk every now and then, and she call and check on her grandbabies. And I love it. She really made it. We didn't feel like it was like a caregiver and client type relationship. It was more of a grandmother to granddaughter relationship. And I truly, truly love her from the bottom of my heart. And then we had the other elderly caregiver. The agency told me that she looks a lot stronger than what, she really is. So my son goes to the door and he said, I'm looking, but I don't see nobody, Ma. He said, I know I heard the door. I'm out here, I'm looking, I don't see anybody. And lo and behold, the boy looks down. He said, Mommy, she was outside, but she's a short thing. She came in here. And I looked, and my son looked. He said, Mommy, I don't think this one gonna work. And he was not lying. She couldn't do anything. She wasn't able to help move me, lift me. She couldn't do nothing, and the agency lied. The agency did not want to lose out on me because I had went through several caregivers through this agency, and they did not want to lose out on a client. So at this point, they were sending anyone that they could find, and they sent this lady who was in her 70s, late 70s here. And the lady, she was here at a certain time, but she couldn't stay the full shift because she had to get home before it got dark. And this was another case where she was more of a companion and not a caregiver. And I do understand, I'm not mad at these ladies. I do understand sometimes they still have to work. They still have to make a living. And hey, this may be the only way that they know how. I'm not mad at that. I love them. But I do understand that sometimes you may have to stop and find another profession, or maybe let that agency know, look, I can't be a caregiver anymore. I can be a companion. I can go sit with someone, but I can't work with someone who has to have a shower because I'm not able to lift and move them. I can't work with someone who needs to be transferred because I can't push or roll a Hoyer lift. I can't work with someone that is, in my case, more like a dead weight type situation because I can't lift and roll them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking to myself, this lady here, what if it's an emergency? What if it's, God forbid, fire breaks out in my home and my son or daughter or mother is not here? What are we going to do? Because she can't lift me. She can't move me. How are we going to escape without getting hurt? And you all, when those things come into mind, we got to look at those things. We got to make sure that the caregivers that we're having in case of an emergency, they have a plan. We have a plan to get us out of the house safe. In case of emergency, they know what to do, what's next. They're capable. They're able to do what they have to do in order for us to be safe. And you have to take all of that into consideration. So also keep in mind, if you have a caregiver that may be good in one area, but if it's an emergency, they can't hurry up to roll you, to move you from one place to the next. We have to keep that in mind because if it is an emergency, we don't want to get hurt and we don't want the caregivers to be hurt. So we have to make sure that the caregivers that we do have are able to do the things that we need them to do. And you all, I want you to keep that in mind when you're looking for a caregiver, or if you have a caregiver. If they're good in one area, that's great. I love it. But make sure that you have a caregiver that is well-rounded. A caregiver that is able to do those things that need to be done, your tasks that needs to be done at home, but also just in case of an emergency. Make sure that you have that caregiver that can do things the right way and quick to make sure that you all are both safe and you all are not harmed or hurt. So I want you all to keep that in mind. So once again, I had the two elderly caregivers. I called them my golden girls because they were up in age, but I loved them. It was a joy having them. And sometimes I wish I could switch their bodies, give them younger bodies. But yes, it was truly a blessing to have those ladies. See, I told y'all, not all my stories are bad stories. I have some good stories in there. I'm telling you, just some. May not be a lot, but I have some good stories in there for you. So I hope you all enjoy this episode of my experience with my caregivers. Remember, these are my experiences and no one else's. You may have different stories than what I have. Please feel free to share them in the comment section below. And I want to also let it be known that a lady, Miss Laura Sutton, she dropped a comment stating that, and this is very important, and I want you all to keep this in mind. She stated that when looking for a caregiver, make sure that it's someone that not only you but your family approve of. So when you are looking for a caregiver, not only look at that caregiver from your point of view, but make sure that your family is comfortable with that caregiver being with you and caring for you, because it's a group thing. It's about your support system too. So make sure that your support system is aware of the caregivers that's in your home, so that they can know that you're okay and that they feel okay with you being with that caregiver. So the next time you're out looking for a new caregiver, please make sure you involve your family, your friends, so that they can meet the caregiver as well, so that they could see things, because sometimes they may see something that you don't. And you all talk about it and share your thoughts before committing to that caregiver. Once again, I want to tell my caregivers out there, thank you very much for your services. Your work is not going unnoticed. We thank you, and I pray that this will change, where you caregivers get the pay that you deserve, the benefits as well as the paid holidays. I want to tell you all thank you very much for tuning into Life of Sunshine on Wheels. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Tell a friend to what? Tell a friend. I'll be back with another video, so you all take care. Bye.